Warning, the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved, contains content not suitable for anyone.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us for another episode of the Metaverse and Beyond podcast. This week we've got, now, correct me if I'm wrong, I know I butchered this for ages back in the day, but it is Caesar. That's how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Caesar. Caesar is.
Caesar. Because I remember, I think it was back in the UDU podcast, I was trying to say, thank you very much, C32415. So yes, Caesar. For people who don't know, what's that all about? How'd you come up with that?
Oh, well, it was my, from second attempt, I really joined Upland because I was into crypto space, like trading, holding. And I think first time I noticed Upland from Brave advertisement. I joined it, didn't get a clue what I'm doing, and then just left. And the platform called the OnePlay.io.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I saw there again Upland, and then read about it and noticed that if you spend Apex in game, you're getting rewarded with $1, which you can exchange into EOS. So I said, all right, let's give it another go. Then I joined it, left it for some time, stayed, just joined the Discord, saw what community is all about, and started to spend some Apex and exchange it into EOS. And I thought it's okay, good. And then I joined it through the browser, Brave browser, and that was the third step of earnings. Because when you're playing Upland on the browser, you're getting those advertisements from Brave, and spending Apex, you're getting $1 from OnePlay, and exchanging profits to profits.
Nice. Very good. All right, there's a lot to dive into there. Before we get into that, I guess we'll just catch up on some recent Upland events. Now, before we press record, I asked if you got involved in the latest San Francisco, kind of the new way that they're doing the hidden properties release. You said you didn't get involved in it, but what do you think about that new system of getting those out there?
Well, I noticed that announcement too late.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, when I read it about it, it was too late to register. Well, I thought whatever,
really?
because I had only 10k Apex left, so after London,
Yes, so it was interesting. Like, you had to buy a block explorer. The block explorer was essentially your key to be involved in this. I like this system. I think it's better than, sometimes they just magically release these properties in the middle of the night with no notice and you don't know about it, or, the ways that they've done this previously. I think this is a very clever way to go about it. But yeah. I did buy the block explorer. I got up, I registered, of course, and I didn't have any luck with the RNG gods. I know some people in Upland General are saying, they've got a property worth, mint price is 100,000 Apex, but they've got no Apex. I've got plenty of Apex, but my property that I got assigned was like an 11,000 mint price property in just nowhere. So it's probably worth whatever the floor is. So I was like, but that's just my luck with RNG. Poor me.
How many properties were released in total?
I don't know, because it was tied to the Block Explorer, and there was 850 of the Block Explorer sold, so it must be 850. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Now, there's a lot of, I know I was speaking to DTech this morning, and he said, are you staying around in San Francisco? And I was like, no, this morning when I woke up, I minted my property, and then I got straight on the plane to Manhattan because I have to apply for an extra showroom there. But yeah, it would have been a good idea to stick around in San Francisco, because there is a bunch of people I've seen on General who they registered for it, they got the Block Explorer, but their assigned property is, the mint worth is too expensive for them. They don't have the Apex to buy it. So those properties, once that 24-hour period ticks over, they're going to be available for anybody to mint. So
right, yeah.
Yes. So no, I do like that system though. So see how it goes. So the other kind of things that were out and about was did you see that ugly sweater competition?
What competition, sorry?
An ugly sweater.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not participating in that.
Would you be interested to buy one? I'm definitely not going to try and submit a proposal for it, or to make one. But
Well, I don't know. If probably, yeah, yeah.
yes. Where are you
I don't know.
based? Well, in real life, where are you based?
In UK.
In the UK. So you get to wear ugly sweaters at this time of the year, Christmas time, keeps you nice and warm. See, in Australia, it's red hot for us in Christmas. Wearing a sweater is just not going to work. So
Yeah.
yes,
Well, not that ugly sweaters, but yeah.
yeah, because I know every year I see on Facebook and that bands like Slayer, they have really awesome like Slayer Christmas themed sweaters, and I'd love to get one, but it's just I'm never gonna be able to wear that when it's actually Christmas time because I'd literally melt. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. And then the last thing that popped up in the news this morning, which was interesting, was the latest way that they're doing the MV Motors sale. Did you see that?
Ooh, no, I didn't.
So this is kind of a new system it seems they're trialing too. If you remember back, I think it was a couple of weeks ago where there was a special sale for Block Explorer shop owners, and you could buy some certain NFLPA Block Explorers, but you could only buy those if you had a Block Explorer showroom. Well, they're doing the same thing now for cars. So if you have a car showroom, then you can register to participate in this. So this is only available for car showroom owners, which sounds pretty cool. But my gosh, the price on it. Where was it? I just had a look at the price this morning. 249 USD.
That's
So
ridiculous.
yeah, I mean the mint prices on them, some of them are 240,000 UPEX. So I guess it makes sense. But yeah, that's a lot to ask, especially when there's so much going on with totems and all the rest of it that's for sale out there. So.
Yeah, I'm more focused on totems. Like, I was thinking about buying a car, maybe a truck, like invest heavily into one asset, but then what am I gonna do with it? I'm like daytime working, and probably it will requires me to consume some more than 1 hour a day treasure hunting, and then some extra to to participate and I don't know, bring cargo some stuff around the Upland. So nah, I'll pass that.
Pass on that one. All right. Well, we'll dive into you and get to know you a bit more. You said that you are in the UK, but you clearly don't have a UK accent. So, where are you from? How did you end up in the UK?
What are you talking about? I speak clearly. No, yeah, I'm from Lithuania originally. Came to UK to earn some money. Yeah, well, I like here. It's been here since 2012. Worked back in Lithuania, now back here, and hopefully stay.
So, was that a specialist job that you went for after you'd studied or anything like that?
Well, now currently, after the COVID, I am working in the Jesus, I got it on the end of my tongue. On the furniture.
Yep.
Yeah, we resell used furniture, office furnitures, and new ones. It's like, it's 9 minutes of walking from my home, so it's perfect.
That sounds good. But it sounds almost like what I'm doing in Samurai Aquatics, but you're doing it in real life.
Yeah, I was thinking to correlate the real life and Upland, but unfortunately we don't do international shipments yet,
Yes.
I think, yet.
Yeah, that's be interesting for the future, especially with if you remember the X project that was doing different sorts of weapons and this sort of thing that's supposedly coming to Upland, where they're 3D scanning them and going to be available to buy as assets in the game. I think the technology is very, very close now where if you have some kind of asset, like some piece of furniture, you're going to be able to scan it on your phone and, convert that into a 3D asset that can be put into the game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that furniture is quite expensive, I saw the prices like, whoa, hundreds of pounds Come on, man, for one single chair. Jesus, yeah.
Yes. So what sort of stuff do you do in the UK in your downtime? If you're not playing Upland, what do you get up to?
Basically trying to catch up with the Upland news. Teaching new members. I was teaching new members for over a year now, like properly, from newbies to pros. What is hunting, what is Upland, and that sort of stuff. And just spending my time with the girlfriend, and that's it, going to bed. Simple as that.
Yes. Keeping yourself out of trouble. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually, I did a bit of snooping around this morning when I was getting ready for this, and I saw that you joined in your second one, because that's in your data. You joined Upland on January the 14th, 2022. So you've been playing for almost 2 years, and then you joined the Discord in April of the same year, and pretty much not long after you joined the Discord, you started offering help and assistance and that, even when you were just a new player yourself.
Yeah. When I joined, I did a lot of research about it.
Yep.
Then when I kind of got the idea what it is, what it can be, I started to invest some money. So I invested 1,000, hold it for, I don't know, maybe a few weeks, and started to cashing out. Because it's play to earn after all. After I cashed out all of it, I still got something left and still got Spark and structures. Then I saw the opportunity to rent out that Spark. I thought, why not? Let's build the web. I built the web, started to treasure hunting, and like heavily treasure hunting, not only done few chests, but max cents every day. And still was cashing out, watching the market. I saw that Spark rent price was dropping little by little, and then properties were going undermint, like in USD perspective from USD.
Yep.
So I thought, how low can it go?
Yes, the limbo, limbo time.
Where is the floor? When we will stop? And then for some period of time we stopped. I thought now is the chance to get involved, and I started to injecting a lot of my few thousands and job. You can see it.
Yeah, we'll bring that up in a second. So was that, you said you come from a crypto background. So was that the kind of mindset you'd brought over from crypto? Like you're watching the price and it's like, okay, now I think this has bottomed out.
Well, kind of, yeah. I'm kind of a holder, don't trade. I tried, lost a lot. No more.
Easy to do, yep.
Yeah. So basically I was waiting for this chance to get starting investing. It's not like, oh, I see a chance, I will drop 1,000. No, like $50, $20, next week nothing.
Yes.
And before I started invested, I started subscribe your channel.
Nice, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, your channel, Loyal Doyle, and Apex property experts as well.
Yep.
Learned a lot from you, and basically everything is in the community. Any questions? If anybody gets any questions, just go Discord, ask. Anybody can answer the help.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you actually, because you joined Upland, as I said, about mid-January, but you didn't show up in the Discord channel until early April. So there was a few months there. So in that time, that was when you were kind of joining channels and learning as much as you could?
Well, I was a single wolf without anybody.
Yes.
Just testing platforms, trying to find ways to earn, how it works. Because when I started the game, I was thinking, well, where is the game? It's just plots of land, and where is the avatars? Where is other players? I see the block explorers floating around, but where is the actual game? Like first person shooting or something?
Yep.
And after I joined the Discord community, I realized that it's just super early this game is.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're very early.
Did you do any of the classic mistakes in those early days before you joined the community? Yeah.
Oh,
Any that stick out?
oh man. I got rid of those properties because those were the reminder of how dumb.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah.
So was that
We
buying
did,
from the secondary markets?
yeah. Before we had Apex Land. Oh my God. Those were overwhelmed, heavy overwhelmed. Damn. Those
So
were the times.
a success story for somebody else that was on the other end of it, and a learning event for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I think you've done pretty well for yourself. I was looking at your chart before. I'll just bring that up now for people on Spotify that are just listening. Yeah, pretty much what Caesar said. It plays out exactly in his chart. Comes out the gates, and you didn't do a lot for several months there, and then you can see you started picking up steam, and it must have been about here. What do you have? You had
I've reached director here.
yeah, and you've got a fair few properties there, and then you can clearly see where you've kind of cashed out, and you've dropped way down. Let me just put number of properties back in there. So you've gone down to 24 properties or something like that from a high of 70, 74. So you've dropped 50 properties there. Now, did that get you back to zero? Like, did you get all of the money out that you'd put in?
Pretty much, yeah. I think it was left maybe nearly $100 in.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you're essentially from that point forward, you're playing with house money.
Yes.
That's really cool. And then you've done a gradual kind of climb from there, picking up properties here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah,
and then
I started from the bottom. I started to treasure hunt, and Spark, and all the profits invest into web. And again, like repeat the cycle.
Yeah, so the chart goes from you gradually climbed up to about 100 properties, and then you've just rocketed up to over 400.
Yep.
Now, was that as part of you putting together a treasure hunt web or anything like that?
Well, it was different. I started to buy in different cities. When I see the lowest markup in any city, I pick in it. If it's below 40%, it's mine.
Nice. Now, are you buying those to hold, or are you then buying those to flip for UPX, or what are you doing?
Hold. Yeah, nice. Absolutely hold.
So we're looking at your city chart now. You're very heavy in LA, and I notice your home address is with the Hyde Park Ninjas.
Yeah, shout out to Hyde Park Ninjas, the best note ever.
Nice. Yeah, so 176 properties in LA, which is by far your biggest holdings. And then you've got a heavy chunk in Nashville. Was that just taking advantage of the undermints there, or you got something cooking there?
That's my spark grinding city.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. That's where my web is.
Nice. And then you've got a decent chunk in Queens, and then you've picked up a few in Tokyo as well. You've got one in Manhattan, none in San Francisco. That's kind of sticks out.
I know. Yeah, need to change that.
Nice. Now, your chart is very interesting in, like you said there, where you focused on the under mints. So you're one of the very smart people where your mint net worth chart is above your properties net worth chart. This is, if you're in that position, you're doing really well in the game.
Yeah. I'm trying,
Yeah, absolutely. Like if for people who don't know what that means, I got my chart here just as a comparison. So my chart, the green, the mint net worth is far below the property's net worth. So what that means is that I've paid significantly over mint price for a whole bunch of properties, mostly node properties and that sort of stuff. Whereas Caesar's chart, he's paid significantly less than the mint price for all of the properties he's got. So yeah, that puts you in a really great position, I think.
Yeah, it puts me in a great position to get big earnings at low cost.
Yep.
But however, your chart shows that you have more valuable properties. That's why you paid more of them. You have most of them in San Francisco. In Tokyo, in nodes, those are chunky.
Yeah, well, I'm actually still in the pro. I just gave almost 80 node properties in San Francisco back to one of the node managers this morning. So I am still in the process of getting rid of a whole bunch of those so the node managers can do what they want to do. So yeah, I'm trying to just downsize my portfolio in general.
Yeah.
But this isn't about me. This is all about you. So no, I think that's really good. Like if you're in a position there where you've got your chart flipped like that, it bodes really well for your future potential. And yeah, like if you're able to do that, like you don't necessarily have to go chasing these high dividend collection properties, which nowadays in the city releases and the collection reveals, they're pretty hard to get a full set of, rares and ultra rares and even exclusive collections. So what you're doing there by just focusing on the heavy undermints is very smart play, I think.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, do you still go for? I saw you had a Jingamai Tokyo collection set. Are you still going for those collection properties? Is it for the dividends? Is it for the long-term earnings potential, or is it for resale price? Or
well, it was two factors. I got those because I didn't had exclusive chip like near to my BE.
Yep.
Yeah, and before the collection reveal, I saw that one guy is selling, well, not one guy, but 3 properties that were $50 each. And after the collection reveal, I saw that those are exclusive. And those properties price didn't change. So I quickly sniped it, $50 each, and now I got collection of exclusive. After a week, none of $50 collections properties were there, hundreds. So I kind of win. I injected a lot into just one collection, but however, it's double the earnings.
So that's good. You were there at the collection reveal, yeah. And Upland always puts a warning out there, like, look, if you've minted properties in this city, you might want to take them off for sale because who knows, it might be an ultra rare. It happens to plenty of people.
I got lucky.
Nice. So when we have new city releases, is that something you go into for the collection speculation? Like, are you somebody who tries to mint in certain areas, or what's your general plan when you go into a new city release?
Well, I use ChatGPT.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Kind of, I do my own research, Google to read about it, and then put on ChatGPT the list of neighborhoods that will be released and ask what is the most attractive to tourists, which area is the most expensive, which one area is the most beautiful, or the most like diverse, or something like that. And it gives me a list out of those. Those are top 3. Okay, pick one and go. If I get lucky, of course, I go there. But if it's way too expensive, I choose another one.
So you're not somebody who succumbs to FOMO. Like you're not gonna see that there's chatter in the community about, oh, this is going to be a collection, and you think, oh, I got to get that. So you dip into the pocket a bit deeper. You're pretty good at avoiding that.
Yeah. Well, it's good like to see from few perspectives, from the community and from Robot,
Yep.
Then you can kind of see the bigger picture where this could be, because when everybody's thinking about one thing, that it's gonna be 100% like this area is gonna be collection. It won't be.
It really is. Yes. Hardly ever is. Absolutely. All right. Now I saw you are based in the UK, but you don't have many London properties. Any reason for that?
Oh yeah, cashed out.
Oh, so you did have some, and then you've sold them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clever.
It's the I think in Marylebone,
Marylebone or something. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it either.
I got 4 or 3 in there and just flipped it for dollars.
Nice. So you're still looking to pull out some USD funds as you play?
Well, it depends, I got only one property for sale now for cosmic price, huge. but it's only because I applied for Metaventures like a year ago and was waiting and waiting and waiting, months and passed and months, and then they released the new system, and users who applied most recently got already confirmed and when Metaventure were open. And I was still waiting and waiting and waiting, so I noticed that now in the Buenos Aires there are so many Metaventures that my fees would be just not affordable for me. It won't gonna be huge, but just to keep the shop open, I have to pay something now. So I just canceled it by setting it for sale.
And that cancels the application process.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. Like when they switched over to that new system, but they didn't look after all the old applicants. I kind of had this with my Speedway Metaventure for Midtown Terrace. I applied in September, got the I was approved in September, got the structure built. No, maybe it was approved in August. Structure was finished in September, and here we are November, and there was still nothing. I actually sent a support ticket through a couple of days ago, and then what do you know? Bang! This morning I get up and it's all there, ready to go. So sometimes you just got to give them a little kick. Yeah,
nice.
Kick in the right direction. Yeah. So that's what kind of Metaventure did you apply for at the time?
I think it was BE.
A Block Explorer shop. Yeah, the fees are. I mean, I think I've got 9 Metaventures now, and the fees are kind of still very laughable, almost like 1,000 UPX, 2,000 UPX for 9 Metaventures.
Yeah, it's still something extra away from the pod, just to have a shop. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't own a lot of bees, to sell it, and then there's too many Metaventures in one spot.
Yep.
So why would anyone go to my Metaventure when there's plenty of others?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now, you said with the USD that you're selling for USD, are you also trying to hold a balance there? Like clearly with your chart, you're taking advantage of those under mint sales, which are mostly USD. Is that you're holding a USD balance there to get those, or are you putting fresh funds in to get that
fresh
USD?
Funds. Yeah, I only spent USD to get under mints.
Yep.
Every day, few times a day, checking Hyde Park, LA, because that's the spot now. And keep collecting Apex, hunting every day, keep collecting earnings, and those Apex from earnings I'm spending on new city releases. Between new city releases and old city releases, I get about 200k. So it's a decent amount.
Absolutely. Now, how do you work that with the fees? Like I would imagine you've got a Lithuanian bank account, you've got an English bank account, and you're buying USD. I know for me that I kind of just avoid all of that stuff because by the time all of the fees are put on for converting from Australian dollars into US dollars and credit card fees and blah, 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 it's just really not kind of worth it for me personally.
I'm using PayPal. From my bank account is sending to PayPal account and then buying from PayPal.
So nice.
Because if I buy from credit card directly, it gets I don't think around 5 or maybe 4%.
Yep.
Out of BS fee, so that's noticeable.
Yeah, and then you get a cash advance fee, and you get an international transfer fee, and blah 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 blah. Yeah. All right. You said that you have a treasure web. Are you somebody who was hunting on the web, like on the browser? Like we've just seen that they've just completely blown that up.
Yeah, I don't like that. I did start it when I started hunting on app only.
Yep.
But then tried on laptop, and it was like better.
It was superpower.
Weird. Yeah, it was weird at first, but then in a few days I got used to it. It's bigger screen, more visible. And now back on the phone, like, come on.
You're battling with the auto zoom. Everybody now who has been a web-based hunter, now they get to deal with the auto zoom. Yeah. And that auto zoom, that's something I've been asking to have a toggle to turn that off for ever since treasure hunting first started. I was like, can we get this goddamn auto zoom turned off? It's just crap. Yeah.
Well, I use Palm basically all the time.
Yeah.
It eliminates auto zoom.
Yes. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of disappointed people in the community with treasure hunting. They haven't said it's gone forever on web browser, but it's definitely down for the time being.
Yeah, yeah. I saw the Squall, I think Squall typed today that it won't gonna be soon, that it will be back on the web.
Yes. Nothing happens soon in Upland. It happens eventually. Happens eventually.
Yeah.
All right. So you've got some. I saw before you've got a bit over 11 Spark, I believe. Is that all from treasure hunting, or have you bought some as well? Or?
I bought just one single time 0.05, and that's it. All from treasure hunting.
That's
well,
awesome.
and some of level up.
Yep. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, every day I have 1 hour, 20 chests, around 20 chests. So it basically grants me one Spark chest, which is 0.01, 0.02, sorry.
So you're just trying to stay regular, keep it consistent.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. All right, well, that's cool. Well, what did you think of the whole Sparklet proposal and everything that coming from a crypto background? What was your take on that?
Very good, very positive.
Yep.
Yeah, I voted yes, because that's necessary step to be visible. Of course, there are could be some potential downsides, but I see the glass half full.
Nice. Yeah, I'm often a glass half empty, but I try to flip it to the other side. Yeah, I thought it was really good, just for the fact that we need to get out there and get promoted a bit more in the wider, community, even just the Web3 community or the Metaverse communities that are out there. How about in your real life situation? Is there anybody else in your family, friends circle that know about Upland, play Upland, or is it like me where you talk to people about things and they just look at you like you're mental?
Well, my friend joined with Upland together with me. He even won the Genesis 2022 Block Explorer.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, and he stopped playing. Just when, he's not interested in this kind of games. He does logs in every now and then, but it's not like everyday user. And I invited few of my co-workers from my job. They tried it. Some of them tried hunting, but they all quit.
Yeah,
because it's the same like with me. When they join the game, they are expecting to play the game from like from PS4 perspective or Xbox, but it's not like that. I keep telling them that we are early. It's very early. You need to get your account strong, then you'll see.
Yeah.
Now, later.
So you mentioned before that it wasn't until you joined the Discord community and you saw that that's where a lot of the focus is, that you kind of got it and thought, okay, we are early, and then you got kind of involved. Was there anything else besides that got you to stick around? Obviously, you've personally seen that you can actually get money out of this. Besides that in the community, is there anything else that keeps you around?
Well, the chances are basically limitless. My big brain is not big enough to comprehend what Upland can do in the future.
Yeah,
it's amazing. The more I play, the more I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
do you think, like you said, you applied for a MetaVenture, but for reasons you pulled out of that? Do you think you're going to reapply in the future? Is it only going to be as a showroom, or do you have any aspirations to do, UGC, user generated content?
Yes. That's it.
Yeah? Do you have secret plans?
I have something written on my notepad, but I don't want to tell it.
Interesting. All right. Well, maybe we could just dive in a bit more too. I always like to have a look at what they got in their asset lists. Now,
yeah, me too. I keep on looking at people's
snipping around. Yes. You've got, what do you got? 14 structures. Most of them in, what do we got here? Few in Buenos Aires, Kansas, most of them in LA. I assume that is that the Hyde Park node, those areas?
Yep.
Yep. And then a bunch in Nashville. All right, that's pretty cool. Now, the other one that's always interesting is the Block Explorers. You do have, which is your Block Explorer in the game that you use, is the live stream Block Explorer. For some reason, I thought this was your custom Block Explorer, but it wasn't until I clicked around before that I saw that it wasn't. It was for some event.
Yeah, my custom mate is Gincorp.
Yeah, what's that about?
Well, it's kind of encrypted my surname and few other letters.
Okay. So is this
Yeah.
related to the MetaVenture idea you're toying with?
Yes.
All right. You're very tight-lipped on that one. All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see for that and then see how that all plays out. All right. And then have you been involved in the legits much? Got a few legits. That's obviously burners.
I bought those when I was hyped, and then I find that I don't understand what it is and just left it there.
All right. Structure ornaments. One structure ornament.
Yay.
Haven't played around with those?
Got one. Okay. It's
Moving
because
on.
they are seasonal.
Yeah, that's hard. Especially this year. Like, I think they'll come up with some better system than what they have at the moment, because at the moment it's just far too labor intensive to do anything with the structural ornaments, which is.
I would like to keep the structural ornament for, I don't know, for the amount of time that I want to see it.
Yeah.
If it's summer, I'm gonna change it. It doesn't have to be limited by that time of year.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we see. I'm hoping we see a metaventure where it's basically just a building skin metaventure. So yeah, if you have, like I mentioned this in the Upland Down Under podcast, when I was talking with Lily, if you have a structure that's a blue house and you don't want it blue, at the moment you need to demolish that and then rebuild it in what other color you want. It'd be very cool to see a metaventure that's dedicated to just being able to, reskin it, which would be essentially adding a coat of paint to it almost. Something like that.
I agree.
All right. Now, outdoor decor map assets. Now, you've got a whole bunch of Halloween signs that you've won from the various stuff that we do. And you've got...
That's all won from you,
Yeah, you're always in the mix for those. A monument. You've got some of those Poseidon statues, test tube. Was that one from the UPX podcast as well?
Yeah, that was like a gift from Thank Me Later. And if Thank Me Later sees me now, I have what he would like to have, because the Halloween sign, mint number 111, is reserved for TML.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. 111. Yes. And he's all about the ones. Very good. And you managed to get yourself a shark totem, and you've got 2 dragonfly totems. So interested in that whole aspect, the totems?
Yes. And I'm very interested in how the cycles will work. I know that there will be 3 cycles for each totem.
Yep.
For each life form of totems. So, for example, if I missed one cycle, my chapter 1 totems missed first cycle, 2 left. So did I lost that cycle completely, or it lost for those who used it? For example, I didn't even started to use the totem on that cycle. So those 3 cycles moved forward, or is it completely limited to that amount of time?
So what you mean is Upland's going to say, okay, cycle number 1 starts on this date at this time, or is it the cycle doesn't start until you initiate it? Yeah, that's an interesting point. I hope it's the latter. I hope the cycle doesn't start until you do something to start it, because you can imagine a situation where if it is the case of that, then of course lots of people are going to start the cycles and they're going to essentially burn out their totems, but there's going to be people who hold on to their totems and don't start it, and if that is the case, those will become extremely valuable.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
That is. I'd never thought of it like that. But yeah, I don't think there's any details about, the specifics of how it's all going to work.
And that's what I don't like, You kind of always have to think outside the box. What could be,
Yeah.
what could it be if like this? It's like crazy things.
Yes, it leads to wild speculation and FOMO and all sorts of stuff. Some of that's fun, some of it's frustrating. Yeah, someone's always going to get on the wrong end of that when the information eventually does come through, but everybody else thought it was going to be something else. Yeah. Okay, so we have goats and snakes coming up next. Going to be trying to get yourself some of those?
Yes, but only if I get a chance to get it with Apex, not dolls. Yeah.
What's the reason for that?
I got a shark with Apex, sorry, and 2 of those dragonflies, one with Apex and one with dollars.
So, yeah, I never have any luck with the UPX ones. I almost always have to get it for the USD price. What's your reasoning for avoiding that? Because you can, even if you were just to sell it, you could sell it at a profit pretty soon after.
I don't like to sell things. I'd like to keep them.
You're a hardcore hodler. Yeah.
So if I buy with dollars, I won't gonna sell it. I know.
You're not gonna sell it. Yeah. Well, that's good. You have a plan and you stick to it. So that shows that if you're sitting there and you're looking at it and it is available to buy, you have the restraint that you're not going to FOMO into it and click on it. So that's good.
Yeah. Well, of course, everything is for sale for the right amount of money.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any goals that you had this year that you were working towards? Like we're kind of starting to wind down with 2023 now. Is there anything that you set yourself to?
Yeah, my goal was and still is to reach the executive level by the end of the year, but I'm not sure about that. It's kind of invest a few thousands in 1.5 months.
Yeah, what are you net worth? 4 million now, so that's quite a chunk to get to executive. Yeah. Yes. Well, you said you've got one for sale there at a crazy price. Who knows? Maybe you'll get like what happened when you started and you bought off the secondary and you went, oh my God. Well, maybe somebody will return the favor for you.
Yeah, like for example, I'm gonna log in. I don't remember I like to buy properties if they are for sale.
Yep.
To check the street view. If it's a good property, it looks like very nice, super amazing mansion. I check it on the internet how much that property costs.
In real life?
Yeah, it's like 3 millions. From the perspective of the owner, if I would be a millionaire and I would join Upland and somebody owns a property in there where I live, I wouldn't mind to drop 500 just to have my kids happy playing around in the virtual game.
Interesting. Well, you said you're in the UK. Are you in London or are you elsewhere?
I'm in Chester. You know where that is?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Me too.
Well, so well, for yourself personally, would that be something you were interested in? If it expanded to your area, would you be all in to try and buy your property that you're in now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would be ready to drop a decent chunk of money.
Yes.
I think.
What about if we had a Lithuania release?
Oh, I'm all in.
Nice.
Absolutely. I will force my brothers to join and
force them. I like it. Yeah. All right. Well, we have seen that we had the London expansion kind of come out the blue. Are you in the same camp with myself and many other people who still believe we've got a Tokyo expansion coming this year? And I also think they might even try and squeeze another full city release in.
Yes, I am counting on that. And if not, Upland do better
Why are you counting on it? What are you looking to do in Tokyo, or is it more secret plans?
Well, I have only like, I don't know, 13 props in Tokyo, but because of it's so small and the amount of hunters in there, it's one of the biggest earnings of OPEX from the entire other cities of my portfolio.
Mm.
Yeah, everybody keeps on jumping on those properties.
Okay, so you're looking to not expand your treasure hunting web, but to expand your visitor fee web.
Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah. All right. So are you one of the people that went into Tokyo and marked your property with crates or whatever so the hunters could jump on it?
I don't have
Oh,
a
you
lot
only
of
got the
credits,
one.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got plenty of Halloween signs. You can put those around.
Nah, I
They're a bit-
can, but nah.
Yes, they're a bit hard to see, I suppose.
Most of hunters like for example me, I turn off all the 3D
Anyway.
items when hunting.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you don't make it to executive status this year, I would assume that would be one of your major goals for next year. Anything else on the radar that you'd like to get done next year?
Probably. I'm not sure. I know that I'm thinking about something, but I don't know yet what it is.
Yeah. So you're involved with the Hyde Park Ninjas. Is that would you ever be interested in setting up something like that yourself, like a node area or anything?
No, that would require too much of time,
It does
which
indeed.
is precious for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well,
But
how did you get involved with SC Kicker and Co Ninja at Hyde Park? How did all that
it's
come
all
about?
to thank me later.
Hmm?
Yeah. He always keeps on talking about Hyde Park Ninjas, and I was thinking, what is he talking about? Let's check it out.
Hmm?
I subscribe to his channel. They're MMA fighters, multiple black belts, they're like target driven, good lads.
Hmm? Is
Yeah.
that something you're interested in real life?
In MMA?
Yeah.
No. No. I
Not as a
don't like
fan,
it.
not as a fan or anything like that.
I like to watch when people fighting in UFC, but
Yep.
no, just to watch. Yes.
All right. So is there you're in Hyde Park Ninjas, is there any other node areas, node projects or different bits and pieces that you're involved in as well? Or you're all in with the ninjas?
For now, I'm all with the ninjas, but I got a few props in Lake Balboa. For now, it's kind of quiet space now.
Mm.
Maybe they're getting ready for something. I don't know, not sure.
Oh, Lake Balboa, that's the one, that's another TML project, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So you do have a bit of a FOMO streak then. If you're out there listening to TML, you've got a little bit of a FOMO there.
A little bit. A
Nice.
little bit is healthy.
Yes. All right. Well, what's you've kind of mentioned some of the things that keep you playing that you're interested in, some potential goals and things, some secretive stuff you've got cooking on the background. That's all of the positives. What are some of the frustration points for you, or some of the things that you think, oh my God, what are they doing? We are early, so there is a lot of room for improvement.
Yes. The treasure hunt. It's gonna be way harder than it is now after a year, because from perspective that when I started treasure hunting, the treasure competitive chests was all over the place. Now it's only few cities. Now then they initiated the bigger fees of non-spawns on spawning the chests. After that it came to, what was after that? Oh, the arrows released was removed.
Yes. Yeah.
So the future tells me that it's gonna be harder. I don't know, maybe they'll remove a tail spawn. Maybe will have to register in a certain city to be able to get its standard chests for a week.
Yep.
It's gonna be harder for sure.
Yeah, well, they have tweaked treasure hunts ever since they first came available, they've always made changes to it. Yeah, that the recent changes definitely make it a lot harder. Yeah, I'd love to see that, especially for things like Spark chests, and especially competitive hunt Spark chests as part of Spark Week and that sort of thing. I think you should be KYC to be able to be involved in that, especially with
Absolutely.
Sparklet going to be like a real cryptocurrency. I think that would be a way. I'd hate for them to remove that aspect, like that gamification aspect, unless they're going to replace it with something else. So, yeah, KYC maybe, or some other way to properly register for it. Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, I'm all in about KYC. I think it's the platform for adults.
Yes.
First, to play the game, you have to pass the KYC. That's what I think would be fair. Because now without KYC, when the races with stake are available, so multis can transfer Apex in between accounts in a legal way, let's say.
Yeah.
Without KYC.
Yes. So maybe we need a special jail or special area in Alcatraz that is specifically for the treasure hunt scammers or something, or the snipers or something. Yeah. All right. So that's one frustration point. Anything else?
My treasure rewards. When I'm opening the chest, I'm getting page reloads. Like 9 chests out of 10 always page reloads. Yep. I don't know why. I tried everything, absolutely. Virus, antivirus, blocker, another browser, another computer. Nothing helped. And it's been almost a year like that.
Now that you've switched over to mobile for the treasure hunting, have you seen that's improved, or is there any other different features that have popped up?
It's the thing is that even on mobile web browser, I'm getting page reloads, but not on app. So it's kind of back to mobile helped me a little bit, but as well as sure I can go to shopping while I'm in a queue. I can hunt for one chest because I'm mobile. Because usually I come back from work, put my headset and hunting. 1 hour of hunt, and then I do all the rest things.
Yep.
Now I can do it on the go.
Yeah. There's positives and negatives of it. I know with moving map assets, which I've spent 9 hours moving map assets this week, and technically it would be easier on the web browser, like if I was to use my laptop, but I don't have a mouse for my laptop, so to sit there and try and have to use the touchpad is really annoying. So it's the convenience of being able to do it on mobile is high because, as you said, I can do it whenever I get. If I've got 10 minutes spare, I can move 2 or 3 things. But the white screen crashes on the mobile app for moving map assets is just out of control, and you don't get that on web. So it's pros and cons.
Yeah.
So that's a bit frustrating.
Yeah. There are a few things that could be better, but with time, everything could be fixed.
All right. Well, you're fairly positive.
Yeah, they need to listen to what the community says in Discord chat.
Yep.
There are brilliant ideas sometimes.
Yep. How about as far as some of the meetup events that have occurred? Like they had a London meetup event. Is that something you'd get interested in if it was close to you, or could you ever see yourself going to Las Vegas and as part of the whole Genesis Week thing?
I'm thinking about Vegas next year because London was announced very quick.
Yep.
I used my holidays before, so probably. I'm not sure. It's kind of, I don't know. Just it's fun because all of the players meet in face to face, but kind of, I don't know. USA, I don't know.
It's a lot of money too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's just the amount of money that it would take to go over there is just crazy. And then eat up what is very limited holiday opportunities. It'd be very hard to say Okay, family, I'll see you in a week. Bye. I'm going on an international holiday. See you in a week. Daddy's going to spend 10 grand. Yeah. So
Yeah, too much.
bit of a
10
hard.
grand in Upland would be big.
Go a long way, especially if you're able to gobble up all of those under mints. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Absolutely.
aside from hoping for a Tokyo expansion, and obviously a home Lithuania release, is there any other cities or areas or things that you'd like to see Upland expand into, whether that be partnerships with different sports or anything like that? Well, what would get you more engaged in the game, I guess I'm trying to ask.
I think the water, like oceans, it's not like a mint the part of oceans, but to release boats,
Yep.
or I don't know, something sailing, maybe fish, or I don't know, like street view, maybe ocean view, something like that. Who knows? But
Yeah,
not only cities and cities and cities, city after city.
something different. You're looking for something out of
Yeah.
the box. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I know when Brooklyn was first mentioned as, going to be a city that expanded on, there was a lot of speculation in the community at the time that because at that end of Manhattan, there is a lot of ferry terminal building properties there. There's a whole bunch of those, and the speculation at the time was, oh, we're going to get boats, we're going to get ferries, and we're going to be able to get the ferry across. But it never happened. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I think it's one of those probably eventually things. Same with private planes, private jets, or motorbikes, or different things like that. Yeah,
we gotta wait and see.
Wait and see. Now, you mentioned too before that you were kind of at one point you were considering buying a truck as a kind of business opportunity. I did notice, and I forgot to mention it before, that you don't have any vehicle at all.
Yes.
Was that you bought it and sold it, or you just haven't gone down that route?
I haven't. I was thinking about it, but then I rethinked. Because when you see something, you just wait a minute, think twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, always.
Well,
yeah,
now you change your mind. Yeah, now might be a good opportunity because we did see with that surprise London expansion announcement, some of the floor prices in the cities just dropped like crazy, and I did see that also carried over to some of the asset prices. So I think now you'd be able to get a car well under mint, especially if you paid USD.
Yes, but what to do with it?
It's got to have a plan. Well, what's going to happen if they do a surprise release that's can only travel there by car city? Then the prices of the cars are going to go crazy high.
Well, what if not?
I'm trying to peer pressure you into something, but you're too solid. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe, but maybe I will buy a car when there will be an option to drive around the city with it.
Yep. So you're going to wait for the actual functionality to come through first.
Yes. I kind of trying to keep myself away from the first wave of new stuff because it's always expensive.
Yeah.
And then there is no utility, and everybody waits and complains, and I
gets frustrated. Yep. Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. That's a very good tactic. If you can avoid the FOMO of it all, which it seems you're able to. That's good.
FOMO is kind of good in sort of way because you can flip it for profit if that's the goal. But if you want to keep it, you gotta wait.
Yeah, if you're on the right end of the FOMO, it's good.
Yeah. What about you? What are you expecting from Upland?
Gosh, what a roller coaster I've been on. In January next year, that'll be the start of my 5th year of playing Upland. So that's quite a long time. I've seen everything that you can imagine. I've been part of the highs, the lows. I've made all the mistakes, had lots of successes, opportunities, this, that, and the other thing. We do know that Upland has had a big cash injection just recently that we covered on that on the podcast and things. I would love to see some of that come through to fill up some of the old roadmap things. Obviously, we want to see the cafe structure get in the hands of players. Things like arcades. I know Mr. Alan C is doing a bunch of cool stuff with the mini games. Hopefully some of that stuff can come through. But then again, I don't like that a lot of this stuff Upland is pushing to layer 2. Like everything I do in Upland, 98% of everything I do in Upland is on my phone. If I want to go and do a cafe, kind of doesn't really work on mobile. If I want to do like the real node LA, if I want to click on that, like a layer 2 kind of experience, yes, it kind of works on mobile, but you have to leave the mobile app to go and do it. That's kind of a bit frustrating. I would like to see more layer 1 stuff
from Upland itself.
Absolutely.
In layer 1. Yeah, me too.
Because I've said this so many times, but for people who haven't heard yet, we had in the very first Halloween year, we had in-house experiences. You could click on the building and you could go into the structure and you could watch a video that the community had created and this sort of thing. I want to see that come back. I want to be able to, my home residence in Midtown Terrace, I want to be able to go into there and have indoor decor, indoor map assets. I want to be able to display NFTs. I've got a crap load of Atomic Hub NFTs, wax NFTs. I haven't put any NFTs at all into Upland because currently there's no way to get them out. If you put it in there, it's stuck in there. So that needs to be a two-way thing. So a lot of what I want to see is that layer 1 functionality, that core mechanics, Yes, it's great to have all of these new things. Oh, look, we got a new partnership. It's this, that, and the other thing. That's great and all, but I want to see time, investment, money put into the actual foundations of layer 1. Make that strong, make that engaging. Like you said, you've got friends and co-workers that have got in and they kind of lost interest. And well, that's the reason why there's 3 million accounts, but only 300,000 property owners.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah.
I would like to see the inside of the structures.
Yeah.
When, please, Upland.
Yeah, because we know like apartment buildings have space in there for 8 residents, right? There's 8 people can fit in that. Well, why? What's the purpose of that? Give us a purpose for that. Is it a rental system? Love to see that. I'd love to see. You do know if you go in the app and you look at your Spark balance, there's a section there on exchange. Well, there's nothing on exchange because we don't have an official exchange. So, we have layer 2 exchanges, but I want to see a layer 1 exchange. So I could very easily, without having to leave the app, I could rent UpX from Caesar. Like you should be able to, within the app, say, I'm going to put 10 of my Spark in the exchange for a month.
Yeah, and the other thing that frustrates me is like staking Spark on buildings. After the Spark is staked, there is an update that goes on chain and you cannot stake any more Spark.
Yep.
And when there is events, for example, stake on this speedway and the entries will count on your total amount of Spark, you will get some entries. And somebody with faster computer than I do can stake Spark and remove Spark, stake, remove, and he always gets those entries and blocks everyone away to staking more Spark. So there should be some kind of a level of room, of space to put your Spark into the queue for a certain amount of time. And then it locks it, takes it away from you, but it's not on the building yet.
Yeah, it's like a virtual queue. Yeah, you line up virtually.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, I know that used to drive my wife crazy when I was doing some of those big construction projects in Midtown Terrace with the UCC, where I'd have to put up 50 buildings, and I'd start a construction and set a 3-minute timer. So every 3 minutes, my timer's going off all day long while I'm putting these buildings up. Yeah. That's super frustrating, super time consuming. And you're right, like some of those competitions, I don't even bother trying because you just got no chance. There's people that sit there with the timer and bang, they can get it. Yeah, absolutely. What about things like I know for a personal one too, I would want to see, like, if I put up a building and I say, hey, Caesar, can you help me build this? And I'm going to pay you X amount for how many Spark you've got going on. I'm currently doing that with Brabant Swiss at the moment. I just sent him some UpX this morning for Spark rental privately between us. I'd love to see the ability for third parties to be able to stake on factories. We have a lot of people in the community who have factories, but they don't have the Spark. Yeah. Or they've got the 3D skills, but again, they don't have the Spark. So I'd love to see that come through.
Yeah, Spark needs to be more available to deal with.
Yeah, more versatile. Yeah. Other things, again, it goes back to the earlier stuff they've talked about in the past. I'd love the ability to merge properties, like Midtown Terrace. I've got a lot of properties, but there's no real big ones in there. So there's not. I'd love to have a car showroom in Midtown Terrace, but there's no property there that can do it. I've got 380 properties there. I'd love to be able to merge 10 of them to make a showroom.
Maybe it's kind of difficult because then, like, you have 2 addresses, and when you merge 2 of them, one of the addresses needs to be gone from the chain.
Yeah.
Maybe they can do it like on escrow level. On chain is still 2 addresses, but on the platform it shows as 1. You can work on it like 1.
Yes.
But on chain is still 2.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things that they talked about for so long. Well, yeah. If there's no ability to do it, well, don't bloody talk about it. So exactly. you can do it in real life. Like if you've got a very large property, you can split that out into smaller lots and sell those individually. Yeah, it's paperwork to get the addresses sorted out, or you can go the other way. So I'd like to see that. Again, going back to stuff they've talked about for a long time, the kind of legacy system. Like if I get run over by a bus, well, my account's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be able to somehow to be able to pass that on, some system to be able to pass that on to my wife, my kids, or whoever it's going to be, some kind of person that I nominate. So again, they've talked about that for a very long time. You've got people now with accounts worth millions and several $100,000. There needs to be some way to sort that out. So
absolutely, yeah.
I think that'll probably come as part of the overall regulation of NFTs and Web3. I did see this morning I was looking at the news, and China has now introduced it where if you steal or fish NFTs out of somebody's account, you're going to be criminally prosecuted for that. So it's actually become a specific offense. So they're writing laws specifically for that situation. So
right.
Yeah, so that's kind of probably because I've been around for so long and I've heard all the talk. I get sick of talk. That's easy. Actually do what you're gonna, what you said you're gonna do.
Yeah. We get you can build it, but do it.
Yes.
Promises. Better don't promise nothing, but deliver everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So aside from that, for me personally, in 2024, I'm still looking to drastically drop my property count. I still want to sell or pass on about another 2,000 properties, because again, I'll go back to that again. It's one of those things. They've talked about having property management tools for a very long time. But if I want to do a property trade with you, I have to, especially on mobile, I've got to scroll manually through 4,000 properties to try and find one address. Like, come on, there needs to be a search bar in there.
Yeah, it could be click on property and there is a button of a property as trade. You don't have to go to your property sold list. It could be simplified in many ways.
Yeah, and even for assigning collections, like yeah, there's tools out there like Upland Optimizer, and there's a few different things where you can run your account through it, and it can tell you, okay, this is the best. These are the best properties to put in all of your collections to maximize your dividends. But then you have to manually go through and do it all.
Yeah.
That kind of got greatly complicated with those international, like multi-city collections. That kind of got really confusing then. So I definitely know my dividends are lower than what they could possibly be because it's just too hard to deal with on mobile. So yes. Anyhow, we won't end on that negativity. So we'll turn around and be a bit more positive. Where do you think we're going to be this time next year? Like we are super early in the space, and a lot happens pretty quickly. Like even if we go back to the start of the year and where we're at now, there's so much that's different about Upland, whether that's totems or Sparklet proposal or some of the different partnerships. There's a lot changed in a year. Where do you think we're going to be this time next year?
I think avatars will get a use case in game itself. Maybe block riders, Death Shack invention.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Block raiders. Yep.
Yeah. Maybe that will get into a platform. I hope as layer 1, something not the 5th app of the app.
Yes. Yeah, well, we haven't really seen one of those projects really take off. We've had Upland Kingdoms, Uplandia. There's been a couple of different soccer ones and bits and pieces. Yeah, they're still around. They're still kicking off. But again, I think it's largely because it's a layer 2 outside of the app experience.
Yes, because, Simple Dude developed a game that my assets in layer 1 affecting the game, but should I invest in that game if tomorrow it could be closed?
Yeah, it's a tricky situation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you are a very active community member. What are the sort of fun things that you like to do within the community? I know you said you like helping new players and that sort of stuff. Is that what you focus on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
that's what I do.
What are some of the common things that keep coming up that you have to help the new players? Because like I always think, like when I joined Upland, it was very simple. It was very easy to get up to speed. And of course, I've been playing for the entire history. So there's a lot of knowledge that's built up there. If you're a new person coming in now, there's so much to learn.
Yeah, well, basically, I don't teach, like, I give information to everyone who asks.
Yeah.
But to get it quickly, I pick who I will teach. Like, you gotta meet certain criteria. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
But if I offer my lessons, then within few months you are pro. You are almost at my level. Yeah, you get the idea what it is, how to do, how to work it, and what it can be. What are the possibilities? Easy.
So are you
Yeah.
So are you working with people just in the open community, or are you finding people in that situation and then guiding them more on a one-on-one kind of situation in DMs?
Yes. One-on-one.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yes. I ask for the IGNs.
Yep.
And reading the chain, seeing what they are doing and explaining them how could it be better, what would be better and how to do it. And then again, after a few days checking, they did that. I like to sniff it around.
Nice. Yeah, I used to do that a fair bit with FSA agents early on. It's something I kind of miss doing, but there's just life is so busy now. It's hard to do, hard to keep track of it all. All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to get out there and share and spread? How can people get in touch or get involved if they have any questions or want to catch up with you?
Well, it's easy. It's C324R15. Easy.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, just ask. just give questions. Answers will come.
Yes, and I'll get a link to Caesar's profile in the description as well. So make sure you check it on out. All right. Well, thank you very much for jumping on board for the chat today, mate. Really appreciate it. And especially I know you managed to get yourself a webcam sorted out and everything like that. So it was very cool. And especially thank you for all of the support and encouragement you do with the various shows and what a lot of people in the community have going on, whether it be myself, TML, and the Hyde Park Ninjas and everybody else. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Ben.
No worries. All right. Thank you, everybody. Stick around. I'll do a bit of an ad for the latest Samurai Aquatics sale that's going on at the moment as well. So keep your eye out for that one. All right. Later. This Meditainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure, one of the premier and original destinations for Upland UGC map assets in the Upland Metaverse. Samurai Aquatics is thrilled to offer an introductory price on selective items for a limited time only this November and December. First up, glide into the festive spirit with the magnificent Samurai Sleigh. Normally priced at 34,000 UPX, this season's must-have flex piece is available to you for just 29,000 UPX or 25 USD. And for those of you out there looking to add a touch of romantic style to your upland spaces, the Love Heart Jacuzzi is making a splash. Regularly $15, it can be yours for the introductory price of only 12 USD. This is a USD only item and is the perfect asset for you to pretend to warm up those chilly upland evenings all by yourself or with your special someone or someone's. Ooh la la. And lastly, don't miss the full set of 5 Christmas spirals, a colorful addition to any of your structures or blue pixels in the Upland Metaverse. Now at an exceptionally value of 90,000 UPX or 75 USD, down from the regular price of 126,000 UPX or $126. To reserve your set of Christmas spirals, you have to send a direct message to me, Ben68, on Discord. Sale is on now at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, and will expand to our other showrooms in the coming weeks. Remember, these exceptional deals are only available in November and December. Sore de wa shitsure itashimasu. If you have an Upland, NFT, or Metaverse product, service, or event to promote, or you're just someone engaged in Web3 who'd like to have a chat, send me, Ben68, a DM on Discord, or drop a YouTube comment to discuss and secure your spot.